Hi friends, how are you? It has been a really long time. It's been rainy, it's been hot, and one thing after the other. And I really just wanted to kind of show you guys everything beautiful that's happening in the garden. Right now you can see the cone flowers. Look how gorgeous. Oh, they are looking so beautiful. A bumblebee on there. We have been working so hard. Mark has done a lot of new builds. How else do I put it? I don't know. I'll show you the new gate that he put in, but you'll see when we first walk in here, I put some willow panels around my raised beds. I absolutely love them. You guys know I love cottage style and English cottage. So that's what I was going for. I installed those this past weekend and they just wrap right around my existing raised beds, which I think is important because with something like this, keep in mind they are willow branches. So I don't think it would be a great idea to just fill something like this with soil. They would rot very quickly and soil would pour out. So I do have them raised, wrapped around my existing raised beds, and they were almost exactly the same size. I did put little stakes in the corners, which will weather and age in time, but that was kind of to just bridge the gap because they were a little too short. But this is just a glorious garden season. However, it has just gone from beautiful spring temperatures to just excruciatingly hot, which is making it hard to get out and do anything or to even really enjoy it. But I do want to walk back here and show you one of the things that Mark has created here. So I don't think I had a chance to mention it on YouTube. This back area behind the shed, you can even see a little bit through the lattice, has always been a sort of hidden dumping ground where we would put extra pots and containers, a wheelbarrow, just all sorts of things, like out of sight, out of mind, that kind of area. And it's convenient because the raised beds are here, so lots of extra garden supplies. Well, just on a whim, I said, hey, Mark, do you think that we could maybe just enclose this area and put a little gate up? It would kind of hide things and just make it look a little bit more charming. This was on like a Friday night, and by Sunday this was up. I'm telling you guys, he's so good. I feel so lucky to have Mark. Yeah, I just looked at some pictures of inspiration, and we didn't want to do fence panels, so we put these lattice panels up with some vinyl fence posts, and then he built this little pergola arbor type situation, and the gate here, he carved the heart, he mitered it, painted it, all of it. I mean, he custom made this whole entire thing, and I was so excited when I hung this sweet little basket from the gate. I love this area so much now. Something that was so unsightly and just like horrible to look at back here has now become a space that I actually want to plant things in. Isn't it funny how that is? So I'm not gonna show you right now because it is kind of a mess, but once that gets spruced up, I think I might even grow some vines and like a diamond pattern along the back of the shed now. I did plant some Thumbergia as an annual because I did plant some small clematis here that are so brand new, and Thumbergia, as you guys know, grows really fast. So I have those there so they can climb the trellis hopefully this season. And then I've been just, adorning the area with little topiary. That's a boxwood, English boxwood. Got my lemon and my olive, the same cast of characters, just kind of shifted around. It is very bright out here, so I apologize. I hope you can kind of get a sense of the space. Doesn't it look so pretty with the willow? I just love it. I promise you, if you Google willow raised beds, you will find it. I got them on Etsy because I had Etsy gift certificates, but they're all from the same person. He's a very nice guy, and if you Google willow raised beds, you will find them. This worked out for me because, like I said, it was basically the same size of the existing ones that I had. They're a little taller, which I actually like. I think that'll be more of a deterrent for bunnies that just easily just hop right in. I say that now, I'm sure they can, guys, they can jump like 4 feet straight up in the air if they want to. So that's just my hopeful thinking. Would you look at these snapdragons, please? Okay, so these snapdragons are growing in my gravel. and they self-seeded from snapdragons I had in my raised beds last year. I couldn't believe it. I planted some snapdragons in this raised bed this year, and these started to sprout up, and I could recognize the little seedlings. So I left them, and I thought, how funny is that? I'm planting snapdragons in this bed, but I've got all these snapdragons coming up. I'm so glad I was able to, you know, see what they were and leave them. There's some really pretty and unusual colors in here, some soft pinks. It's just, they're really, really pretty, and this white is really, really beautiful. I have my little work table set up. Things are, like I said, are really, really struggling right now because it's been so undyingly hot. Maybe I'll have to come out again in an evening when it's cooler. I have a little volunteer tomato there that I figured I would just leave there, and it's actually doing really well. It'll probably be the best tomato in my whole garden. You guys know how that goes. I've got that little umbrella up there because I'm shading my container plants. I've got my tomatoes, sunflowers, peppers, herbs in here, more snapdragons in here as my little cucumber trellis. My hollyhocks got rust so bad this year. You know, they're prone to that. Last year, there wasn't a sign of it, but this year, due to all the rain, I just had rust galore. I defoliated all of them, and I didn't have the heart to remove them at the time because there were so many like little beneficial insects and bugs all over them. So I left them up, but they're looking, you know, a bit sad. I wish it would have came out here the other day because my Dalia seedlings, I grew dahlias from seed for the first time, had a bud on them. I'll put a picture up. It was one of the most beautiful blooms to me. It was so special because just growing something like that from seed, I'd never grown. Oh, look at that pretty. Look at that pretty. I'm whispering because, like, the butterfly and the bee are going to hear me, right? Isn't that so pretty? Hold on. I got to take a photo of that. Okay, I'm back. This is creme de cassis dahlia. I've never grown that before. That's tubers that I got from Longfield Gardens. So if I am planting tubers, which I usually am, like I said, I did seeds for the first time this year. I get my tubers usually from Longfield Gardens. So I do have some of those planted. And then these are all zinnias that I started under grow lights. My burpee zinnias that I love. I've got my little rose here. This is Rise Up Lilac Days Rose. This is its second flush of blooms. And then my straw flowers here are starting to come in. These are also flowers I started from seed under grow lights. Aren't they just so pretty? You love that papery texture. So, so pretty. And oh, and I moved the birdhouse back here. I felt like it was really kind of getting in the way at the front of the fence. I don't know. It just was like really in my face. And I felt like it looks better back here. It's got the arborvitae as a backdrop, so you can really see it kind of stands out more. And I'm obsessed with hanging little baskets on everything, so I did hang another little basket on there too. My Colette climbing rose is making a comeback. It's a little crispy right now, but there's all fresh growth and buds for a second flush of blooms on these. We installed this little spigot just so I could rinse off my hands, fill up a watering can. Really easy to do. It's just connected with a garden hose that's hidden right now, and we put that up through this vinyl sleeve at the bottom. There's a notch out, and then we had it come up, drilled a hole here, and installed the faucet there. So that has been actually so helpful. I'll do like you can see a watering can there, watering can full of fertilizer, and come out and do that because it's handy and it's right there. So that's really it for this area. I have some cosmos and things. I had some cosmos over there too, but I've got a lot of pretty cosmos in here. And my sweet peas, I'm afraid my sweet peas might be on their last days right now because it is, like I said, just it was 100 for a couple days. It's just way too intense, and this is a full sun area. I suppose I could probably cover that with a shade cloth, but you know, they're usually kind of fizzling out at this point in time. But they're just so beautiful. They smell so good. I've kept them really well watered, so they are, you know, they're holding their own. And we're supposed to get, look at this aphid, Just smush that or knock it off. I don't worry about things like that. I use no sprays here. If you're new here, I'm an organic gardener. I don't use sprays. Um, you know, that's my jam. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful big bloom there on the butterfly candy, Dalia. And I had done my planters up here. I haven't even had a chance to show you guys my planters. So I won one of these planters. It's by AgriFrames. I won one of these in an Instagram contest, and it's zinc. It's the most beautiful planter I have ever seen. I had no intention of making it be like a feature here. It was an investment. I did spend quite a bit on this second planter, but the fact that I got one of them for free from winning a contest was really like exciting to me. But I have this umbrella up here because I kind of shifted around the plants, and this begonia is suffering quite a bit that I put in the corner there. But this is a rosemary in the center. Isn't it beautiful? And then impatiens and begonias around the sides there. These planters, you guys, if you are into having or wanting a really good lasting for the rest of your life planter, I highly recommend AgriFrames. They have a bunch of different zinc planters, and this one I fell in love with it. Without even trying. I had no intention of getting these. I had baskets here, and then I won that one, and it just unraveled the whole thing there. But look at that beautiful floral rosette. So those will be here forever and ever. My boxwood area, it's very, very hard to see right now because of the glare, but I've got moonbeam coreopsis here and some salvia. My geraniums that I started from seed are finally starting to bloom. I did get another metal arbor like I have there. I was debating it that I'm going to put here because this area is always so random to me, and I feel like I need that structure and that transition from gravel to patio, and that having that type of arbor there does really help that. Just a quick look at some of the plants coming up in here. I've got a ton of sun patiens this year, and I planted a whole bunch of geranium roseanne. You can see all of my alliums are all budded and ready to open up here. This whole bed is really, really just a delight for me this year because my goal is to really fill it. I don't want to see a lot of soil. I don't want to mulch a lot. So I'm trying to get to that really packing the garden phase. I've got some really, look at this Nicotiana. Isn't that something else? It's just so huge, the leaves. I think that one is called watercolor, the variety. I have other Nicotiana, and the leaves on this one seem especially large. I've got cat's pajamas nepeta in the front here. Some poppies that are coming up that are unfortunately getting really, really scorched by all this heat. So hopefully I'll get to enjoy some blooms soon because they're not looking entirely happy. So little pollinators. I've got some Liatris here, and my spent alliums look so pretty, and I actually leave the ones that look good up because they serve as a plant support for a lot of the echinacea and other things that I have here. The Liatris, especially this one in the back, I have a white one. Hold on, let me come around this way. Hold on. Quick look at the window boxes since the sun is not screaming at these. They are outstanding. Another round of applause for Mark. He totally just nailed it with this whole design and the window boxes. I just have been enjoying every single minute of having all of these blooms here. It's just amazing. Such a difference from the way it looked with the hay racks. Quick pit stop here. This is Bright Eyes Phlox, and I have had this phlox for I guess 11 years, maybe 12 years. I try and gauge it with my son because he's 12, and I got it right around when he was a baby. And it is just simply one of the most beautiful phlox in my garden. It very rarely gets powdery mildew, and if it does, it's very minor, and it blooms for the longest time. It's just absolutely gorgeous. You guys, real life, this is a table of plants of things that I still have not planted. And I know that you get it, and I know that you guys do the same types of things because that's what gardeners do. So from this angle here, just to show you, and look how pretty the light is and everything. I've got a bunch of self-seeded Verbena bonariensis, lollipop verbena there, and it is tying in so pretty with this new clematis. The colors are so pretty together. But I wanted to show you how I leave some of these alliums up and what I meant here. So see how this liatris is kind of just being supported by those. I just really like the look of it. It looks really pretty. Some of the more crispy ones I have been taking out, but some of them look really nice still. So I'm leaving them because this white liatris gets really tall. A lot of times I have to stake it, and other times I have actually clipped it because it gets so top heavy and so tall that it starts to fall to the ground. You can see here more real life gardening. It is crabgrass and with that purslane season. Every year I get so much purslane in here. I have a Royal Dutch hoe that I just usually come around and drag through here, and it just kind of takes care of the problem quickly, and then I bag all that stuff up. If I did have some mulch here or more plants here, it wouldn't be such an infiltrated problem, or at least it would be covered up by other plants and I wouldn't be able to tell so much, so that would be good. But look at these New Guinea impatiens. They are from Danziger. Oh my God, they're absolutely gorgeous. I actually got a trial box of annuals this year, guys. I never get like any kind of trial annual type plants, and when they offered those to me, I was super psyched. Look at these. They're absolutely beautiful, and it has been hot and dry. So Del Sol, that's what they are. Del Sol by Danziger. Gorgeous. I got some Geum this year, and this one is particularly suffering from all the heat. I did transplant it. It was in another spot and I moved it here, and then we went from like 65 degrees on Father's Day, I think it was, to 100 within a couple of days. So nobody likes that. I don't like that. I actually should have my hat on right now. I'm shielding my face right now. But I just wanted to walk around and give you guys a quick update of the things that are growing in the garden. In between the purslane, I have a bunch of lavender. I'm trying to think of the variety. Munstead lavender, thank you very much. I had ordered some plugs of Munstead lavender early in spring, and they're all coming in. My plum tree is looking fantastic. I see no damage, no issues, no signs of stress. So it's taking to this location and it's happy. And I look at that little shadow of the tree and it just makes my day, because I know that shadow is going to, you know, rotate with the sun, and that I will eventually be able to have some nice shade on my patio again. Won't that be nice? Let's see here. Well, I'll take you over here too. Everything here is looking kind of crisped up and not super happy. So like, you know, these hydrangeas, these big leaf hydrangeas get very sad in the heat. But this is mostly a shaded area. It's just too hard to see right now, but I wanted to show you my urn has the most gorgeous apple blossom geraniums. Look at these. They have finally decided to open. They look like little rosettes, like little cabbage roses. I can't get it to focus. Isn't that so beautiful? And it is just covered now. I fertilize this with the Espoma Organic Liquid Bloom about once a week. And I've been really diligent with it. I'm making sure that this gets lots and lots of hydration over these hot times, because you know a container dries out very quickly. The concrete gets very hot. But the hooper is here, and the alliums, everything looking so pretty. My limetta hydrangeas are blooming. I've got bobos budded up and coming into bloom. This is Indigo Frost Agapanthus, which I absolutely love, one of my favorites. And this is one of my Echinacea Echinacea purpurea that I must have left like a little root of it when I transplanted it over by my arbor, and I saw it come up this year. And I said, okay, well, I'm just gonna leave it there because it looks happy. Whew, it's hot. It is hot. That's just a really, really quick little update. I wanted to show you some of the fun things that are going on in the garden. So that's all. I hope you all are enjoying your spring. You enjoyed your spring. I hope you're enjoying a great summer. And I will try and get more consistent. It's hard with the kids and the family and everything, and I say it all the time, but I love to come on and post and share my gardens with you guys. So let me know how you're doing. I hope you're all doing great, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.